Hey guys, this is Derek with Blue Collar Chess, and in today's video I'm going to look at a Kalashnikov, just the opening because I actually lost right out of the opening. It's an opening that I consider, one of my mains. However, the guy played a really weird move I'd never seen before, so sometimes this stuff happens. It's better to happen in an online game than over the board in a tournament game, so it gives me the opportunity to take a look at it. And so in this case, it's, start off like a normal Sicilian. And right here, so this is the Kalashnikov. And he played this move. And it's not a good move, it says. However, once you take the bishop, he's going to take the rook. So it's going to be a check on c7. So I miscalculated. And I thought queen to a5 was a decent move. It is not. Apparently you have to take. So let's take a look at this. So it's queen takes the bishop. Then the knight goes to c7 check. Then the king goes to d8. Knight takes a8. So I guess essentially, they're saying that black is negative 1.43. I'm not crazy about this position, so what can you play here? So knight f6, bishop g4, bishop e6. I kind of like bishop e6, to be honest with you. So let's bishop e6, so knight c3, right? Then knight d4. Yeah, so you're going to be able to get that out, right? Well, no, you're not. So you play bishop e3, so that way when he brings his knight there, so knight c3, and then I don't know why you just don't start marching your king over, but let's do knight f6. I can play h4. That's a weird move. g3. What else? Yeah, so let's just look at h4, I guess. So h4. Queen will then have to go to g4. Okay. That makes a little bit of sense. And bishop e2 makes a lot of sense. Queen to g6. Yeah, so I don't like that move at all, so I'm not going to consider that a repertoire move. I think I'm just going to play, I'm going to go back a couple moves here, and then I'm going to play knight f6 here. So that way we're attacking that pawn. So he's going to play knight c3. Now you've got to watch out for that square and that square, it looks like, for the knight. So, saying knight d4 or bishop g4. I still like bishop e6 here. So the reason why I'm kind of hemming and hawing on this is because this is going to become my repertoire moves, right? This is what I'm going to try to memorize. So if that happens again, I gotta remember what I'm supposed to do. Am I going after this knight? Am I just developing? So knight c3. So it says knight d4. I don't know, that's a weird looking move to me. But let's take a look at it. Knight d4. Okay. Now queen goes to d3 or h4. h4. See if he does h4. h4. Queen then goes to f4. That's a very interesting move, huh? Queen to f4. And bishop to e2. And knight takes e4. Alright. This makes a little bit of sense. So I think I'm going to go with knight f6 for my repertoire move. So yeah. So knight f6, knight c3, knight to d4. Okay, so what happens if he plays, I don't know, bishop here? And queen takes g2. Oh, right. This is just like a rook to f1. Queen takes e4 check. Queen e2. Queen takes e2. King takes e2. So it says we're losing pretty good here. Yeah, because of this fork, isn't it? Yep. Alright, so then bishop takes e2 instead then, right? And then knight d4. Yep. Knight e3. Whoop. And then went d5. I don't like that. I think I like to move the pieces in this position. So bishop to d7. I like that move. And then f4. Okay. Then I would say, I don't even know. I would say just king c8 now and just start walking over to get that thing. Bishop c4. e4. F takes c5. And d takes c4. Okay, e takes f6. Bishop takes a3. It's a wild move. And b takes a3. And knight takes c2 check. I think all I need to remember here is that in this position, I gotta play knight f6. Knight f6. I gotta play it. And then, yeah. What's this thing? Yeah, so that's what that looks like, man. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put that into chess base, and I'm going to take that file and put it into a PGN. I'm going to take it to chess tempo, and I'm going to be able to drill it with the rest of my repertoire. And so realistically, so I made a mistake in the opening. This guy helped me find a deficiency, and I should be a little bit stronger now because of it. Alright, so in this game, I was playing one of my main openings, and I'm not going to look at it too much. I'm just going to mostly look at it for my opening stuff, because it was a pretty fast game. It was a 10-minute game, so, and I'm not particularly good at 10-minute games. Alright, so let's take a look here. So start off knight f3, d5. I saw this a couple times over there, and I don't really know exactly what to play against it. Yeah, you just keep doing what you're doing, and then against e6, you castle, yeah, which is what I did, and then knight f6, and then here you've got, oh, no, knight c6 here, so there's no game found. Let's see if Lichess has any games. So Lichess has a bunch of games with my criteria. So d3, which is what I thought about playing, but I played d4 instead. The reason why I played d4 is because I didn't want him to start pushing the pawn. That probably wasn't part of his plan, but just in case. So it looks like d3 would have been better here, or I don't know. Hold on, what did the computer say? No, the computer's saying d4, so I think I'll probably stick with d4 then. So d4, and then it says knight b4 here. So this is kind of like a Jobava London type of thing, so like a reverse Jobava London. That's what they're recommending. So they're saying after knight b4, go to knight e1, and that's really interesting. So this bishop's already to come out. You're gonna be able to kick the knight here in a second. Yeah, all right. So that's a different way to play it right there. So let's look at what he did. So after d4, he played queen f6. Again, I thought that was a weird move. So I played c4, which is saying is the right move. And then, yeah, so the computer's saying queen d8, queen e7, knight g e7. So he played h6. Very odd move. So the computer valuation here is 1.8 in white's favor. Until I make my next move, which is 1.3 at that point. So c takes d5. So I thought c takes d5 was decent. I'm just trying to like get the center kind of fixed. Was my plan, but you know. So they're saying knight c3, or even knight u5 here. which I think that's fine too. Yeah, I kind of like knight e5 more than I like knight c3. So, I think I'm gonna. So I don't think this position will ever happen again because he played some really weird stuff. It's not terrible. It. I don't know. It just felt really weird. This game, the way this guy played. Anyways, so c takes d4, e takes d4. So I'm playing pretty much all top computer moves. So I guess I'm not too disappointed in my opening. So knight c3 now. He castles queenside. And then, what's next? So they're saying queen b3, which that probably was better. So I play queen a4 here. And kind of give away some of the advantage. So then, g5 is... Yeah, g5 is the second best move here. So g5. And then so knight e5 is the best move. And now knight g. So there's two moves: knight takes e5 and knight ge7. So knight takes e5, which, yeah, I guess he had to do something, right? So okay, so then d takes e5, and then queen takes e5. So it's another weird move. I thought it should be like queen c6 or something like that. So queen c6. So now I'm winning pretty good here. So queen takes a7. I do lose this game, unfortunately. He plays c6. And knight e4 is the right move. Jeez, man, I'm playing all computer moves. This is kind of crazy. So then knight f6 is the second move. And that's saying bishop d2. You know what? That's probably better. This is probably where I went wrong, actually. Not here, but then king c7. Yeah, so no, I still have a pretty good advantage. No, so in fact, they are saying that I should play bishop e3 here. Okay, see, it felt right. I didn't know how to follow it up though. So there you go, bishop e3, and then they play d4. Now I play bishop d2. I wonder what the point of. Yeah, and that's what I should have done. And I even thought about that. I was like, oh, you play bishop d2. I could then go there and blah, 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 blah. But yeah, nope, did not do that. So I think this is probably where I started to go wrong. Bishop e4. Oh, wait. Sorry. Whoops, d4. Rook ac1, which, yeah, also keeps the... so I'm playing right here. He plays bishop e4. And I gave away all my advantage with that bad sacrifice. So this is what happened. I was trying to force the win. So this is all psychological, right? This is me trying to force the win. So what's the right move here? The right move is bishop d2. So let's see what's going to happen. So bishop's going to take g2, obviously. You're going to take g2. And then queen's going to go to e4 check. You're going to do king g1, and this makes sense. And then bishop's going to go to... Well, okay, here. So they got some moves here. So one better than the other. But you still have your advantage. So I try to push. So unfortunately, so I'm playing this opening. I had very good results with it. The guy is 200 points higher rated than I am. And yeah, so all I had to do was not self-destruct here. And I didn't even really calculate, right? So realistically, I don't know if you want to call it tilt, but I'm definitely playing and not super into it today because I feel like I should play games. But I did some studying earlier, so I'm a little tired. And so that's all that is, man. Yeah, so I made this mistake here, gave away my advantage. He's now negative 0.5. Bishop takes, whoops, no, bishop c5. What would this go? Bishop takes c6. Bishop takes c6. King takes c6. So my advantage is still kind of there. And then bishop c5. And knight a4, right? Nope, b4. So knight a4 is a better move. That's really interesting. Knight a4 is a better move. Huh, I didn't think it was, actually. But okay, so b4 is not a good move. And then knight e4. So he played the best defensive moves. So, it's hard to... oh, no, not knight e4. No, so he didn't really play the... Did he? Yes, no, hold on. It's bishop c5, b4, and knight e4 is the best move here. And then it's knight a4. And I did pawn takes, d takes c3, knight c4, e takes f2. Yeah, I just kind of self-destructed here. And here, oh, did I miss something? No. Queen a4. Oh, that's a bad move. Okay, so here I have a chance, and it's queen a4 check. Alright, so what do I do after queen a4 check? So king goes to c7. Yes. So then king goes to c8. And then this. So I was really low on time here, and I ended up losing on time anyways. But, so I had a chance to save it. Rook takes d2. So he gave me a chance. Yep, right there, right here. So it was just kind of a finesse type thing. What happens if he plays b5? What happens there? And then c takes b6, check. Right, and same thing. So king goes to d6, and then you just do this, and then yeah, blah blah blah. All right. Yeah, so those two games I played. What I learned from them is that, one, I shouldn't be playing games when I'm, not really into it. Two, I learned how to deal with bishop to, what was it, b4. So, in the Kalashnikov, which is kind of a funky gambit type try, and in this game, I mean, honestly, I had pretty good. I was doing okay. I tried to push the matter. I should have done that. I should have just played a more solid. Look for just more solid moves. Yeah. So I hope this helps you. Kind of seeing like what I'm going through and the mistakes that I'm making, and what I plan on doing to remedy them. So how I'm going to remedy the second game is, and I'm kind of falling off this habit, which is asking myself, why did my opponent make that move? Excuse me. What was my opponent's best move? Those type of questions, I did not ask myself that at all through that game. It was, what's my best move? What's my best move? And I played like it. I mean, I didn't play terribly, but I definitely could have played a little bit better. And, yeah, so the grind continues. Alright, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Hope it wasn't too painful. You know the drill. Like, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. Talk to you later.